Good afternoon and welcome to Our Quincy High. My name is Larry Taglieri and I am the ever-proud principal of this terrific school. The school year is off to a wonderful start and it's hard to believe that we are coming to the conclusion of Term 1 with grades closing on Friday, November 9th. We will be hosting teacher conferences over 2 nights, Wednesday, November 7th and Thursday, November 15th. Each night that will be from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Parents and guardians can sign up online and the link can be accessed from our school website at quincypublicschools.com. Speaking of teachers, this year we have welcomed 5 new people to our outstanding faculty. Let's go to Shane Stokes and Kyan Osorio to meet a couple of our new teachers.
Kyan Osorio, and I'm here with Mr. McFarland.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you. I'm going to be asking you a few questions, and yeah, that's the whole point of this.
Okay.
What made you want to become a teacher?
I had really good teachers in high school that loved what they did, and they enjoyed coming to work. And I wanted that. I didn't want to dread going to work every day. I wanted to like my job because I'm going to be in it for years and years and years. And I loved helping people, so I thought, why not be a teacher?
Why did you come to Quincy High?
I've always heard great things about Quincy Public School District, both the teachers and the students, and I wanted to be a part of that. I know some school districts aren't like that, so I wanted to be one of the lucky ones, and I was. I applied, and here I am.
Why did you choose this subject to teach?
Now, special education or math?
Let's start with math.
Math. I didn't really choose it. I was told to teach it, so I'm teaching it.
Okay then, let's move on to special education.
It's fulfilling, it's rewarding. You get a sense of pride in what you do for a job. And again, it goes back to that first question. I wanted to do something that I enjoyed, and working in that population is something I really enjoy.
What are your first impressions on QHS?
I love it. Love it, love it. The staff, the teachers have been very welcoming. They've helped me a ton. Being a new teacher is very nerve-wracking. You get very anxious, you're scared you're going to mess up, but all the teachers here have helped me so much, including the ones, especially the ones in my department. And the students have been just as amazing. My students in class, the students in the hallways, they're so respectful, polite, nice. They go out of their way to say hi. It's not what I'm used to, but it's very, very, it's a very good sight to see.
Well, thank you, Mr. McFarland. This was very interesting.
Got it, man.
Nice meeting you. This is Kyan Osorio, and I'm going to be signing off.
Hello, I'm Shane Stokes, and today I'm here interviewing Miss Kaufman, one of our new teachers here at Quincy High. So what have been your first thoughts on Quincy High?
Everyone's been really friendly and really welcoming. I've been enjoying things so far.
Why did you want to become a teacher?
I always wanted to be a teacher, but in college I studied mechanical engineering, and after college I still wanted some real-world situation that I could bring into the classroom, so I studied oceanography and I worked for a while before taking the plunge and following my dreams.
Why did you teach physics? What made you go into that subject?
Physics is very exciting because it's very relevant. It's easy to connect to students' lives, as well as there's lots of fun demos and labs and activities you can do.
So what made you teach here at Quincy High?
Miss Krieger, the head of the science department, is the reason I'm here. We had a great interview. She spoke very highly of the community here and of the resources and opportunities, and she was so enthusiastic and had so much passion for this place. She is the reason that I chose to come here.
Welcome back, and thank you, Shane and Kyan. On Thursday, upcoming events, we have a few coming up, and this Thursday is certainly a special one. Thursday, November 8th, we'll be recognizing outstanding student achievement. 63 of our seniors have earned the Abigail and John Adams Scholarship for their remarkable performance on the 2017 MCAS administration. This scholarship provides free tuition for 4 years at any state college or university. We will have a ceremony in the auditorium for the students and their families with our superintendent of schools, Dr. DeCristofaro, as our guest speaker. Our culinary department will provide refreshments for what is one of the most special days of the school year. Next, we are continually reviewing our safety protocols with our students and staff at Quincy High School. And next week, we will practice our lockdown and evacuation procedures. We are grateful for the support of the Quincy Police and Fire Departments, as well as Brewster Ambulance, who will be in attendance for the drills. Overall, Quincy High School is such a busy place. There are just so many events, programs, and opportunities for our students to get involved. Recently, our robotics team, led by Mr. Gendron and a dedicated group of teachers, recently traveled to Manchester, New Hampshire, and participated in the River Rage event at Manchester Memorial High School. Our student council hosted the community with their haunted hallways to celebrate Halloween. And this weekend, our drama club will showcase their talents with an evening of Shakespeare featuring Romeo and Juliet. On the athletic side, the boys soccer team earned the 4th seed in the Division II South Sectional Tournament and will host Foxborough on Sunday at Creedon Field. And our girls volleyball team is also qualified for the tournament. They will play on Monday at home at 6:30 p.m. versus Brookline. We hope you can come and support the teams. And speaking of busy, that would certainly be the category of many of our seniors. Senior year is such an exciting time for our students, but it often carries much anxiety, a little bit of uncertainty, and certainly for those families going through it on the first time, just some uneasiness about how to go through the process. At Quincy High School, our guidance team is always ready to help, whether it be one-on-one, career planning, or offering informational presentations for the community. Today, I welcome Mrs. McGady, our department head of the guidance department, to Our Quincy High. Hello, Ms. McGady, how are you?
Hello, Mr. Taglieri. I'm fine, thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I know you and the rest of your staff have been very busy with our seniors, not to mention transitioning our freshmen into the school as well. But I thought it would be great to have you on here today to discuss some career planning and maybe focus a little bit on the college application process, if we could. So when does this all start? Can you kind of just take me from being a freshman for our audience?
Well, we really want to get our freshmen starting to think about their career and post-secondary plans as soon as they come into Quincy High School. They will begin doing that with their freshman seminar. All students will be enrolled in a freshman seminar class. They'll be able to get on a computer program that we have called Naviance, where they'll be able to do their own career searches. And then they'll also be exploring the technical majors that we have through that freshman seminar class. So we'll also be helping them to think about post-secondary planning, whether it's college or whether it's going into a technical major and an apprenticeship. And from there, we will be meeting with our, starting freshman year, we'll be meeting with our students individually to see exactly what their plans may be.
Right, and I don't know, a lot of freshmen, I'm sure, aren't certain of what they're going to be doing, but
Absolutely.
I think just making them aware of all the opportunities, those inventories, like you said, that they do on that Naviance program, might help give them a little bit of direction about what they want to do.
Yeah, we really want to see them. We call it a 6-year plan that we have. It's a personal learning plan. We want them to think about freshman year. We want them to enjoy high school, but what are you going to do 1 year out of high school? What are you going to do the second year out of high school? So it's a real 6-year plan, and we want them to start thinking about continuing their education in some form, whatever way they choose to do that, and we'll be helping them with that every step of the way.
Terrific. What about the standardized tests piece? So I'm talking PSATs, SATs, ACTs. For our audience, when would someone start thinking about taking the PSATs? Maybe we could start there. How about the PSATs?
Sure. So the PSATs is a preliminary SAT. That is we offer that to both our sophomores and our juniors. We like to have our sophomores be exposed to it as a real practice test. If they would take it again as a junior in the fall of their junior year, students who do exceptionally well on that could qualify for a National Merit Scholarship in their junior year. So that's in the fall. In the spring of their junior year, students would plan to take the SAT or the ACT. Most schools will take either one of those, and there are a lot of colleges that are really looking for both to take the SAT. Students will take that typically either in May or June, and then if they're not that happy with their scores, we ask them to study, work a little harder over the summer, and then they can take it again in their senior year, October of their senior year.
And I'm very proud that Quincy High School, we do offer within our curriculum SAT prep.
Yeah, that's great.
For math and for English. So our students could take that in their junior year.
In their junior year, yep.
Try to put that at their quarter courses.
But we try to...
That's one term.
Right.
You
They
take it
take
for one
math
term.
for one term, and they take their English language arts for a term if that fits into their schedule. We've also been fortunate to offer it a summer school program for SAT if the student
right.
can't fit it into their schedule at Quincy High School. So it is an important, the SAT and ACT is one part of that component for the college process. The primary component for the students is to really keep their options open while they're in high school and do as best as they can and take advantage of all the opportunities we have here at Quincy High.
Yeah, perfect. So that kind of gets you started all the way up there into being a senior, and I know that you and your staff have been very busy with some of those, what I call community presentations. Can you walk through where we've been since September? I know we've had a few events, and I know that we'll have a couple more for our kids going forward.
Sure. Actually, what we really try to do is we will go in and talk to our juniors in the late winter, early spring. We'll talk to our juniors about that college
Which is our
planning.
current seniors now.
Current seniors now.
Right.
And we, in March, early March, we provide a college information night for juniors and their families. So we like to have the juniors really start thinking about what they're going to do and what's the best plan for them once they graduate. When a student is a senior and they come into Quincy High School, the end of September, we'll offer a college information night for seniors and their families. And then guidance counselors go into the English classrooms, and we will give a PowerPoint presentation to the students with a focus on the college application process, but also looking at the post-secondary plans that students may take advantage of.
So the college application process. So way back when I applied for schools, you filled out an application for every school that you wanted to go
Yes.
to. It's a different process now.
It is a different process now.
The Common App.
So the Common App is the common application, and it's one application that a couple of thousand schools now, I think, take advantage of. Students can fill out that application one time, and then they can submit it to most of the schools that they would want to apply to. And they will do that based on whenever those applications are due.
Right. Oh, very interesting, because how about that? There are different times. I know right now
Yes.
that we have students, that you have students getting their applications in. I've always thought of it in my time as three separate kind of pieces, maybe two different kind of dates. But right now, maybe you could differentiate between early action, early decision, when that goes on, which is right now.
Yeah, actually, it was the very first early action deadline was yesterday, November 1st. Decisions are, there's the early action, early decision, and regular decision. Early action, we often encourage students to participate in because they get an early, they'll hear from the schools early on whether or not they're accepted, and it is not binding. That's one of the things that we really try to stress with our students. Early action is applying early, and it's not binding for schools. Early decision, you would apply early, and it is binding, meaning that you would have to withdraw all of your applications from the other schools, and you are committed to going to that school. So that one tends not to be as much of a good choice for students, we find. And then regular decision is where most of the student body will file their applications, and that usually begins January 1st, January 15th, February 1st, February 15th. But the first early action deadline was yesterday, and there are a couple of more. There will be November 15th early action. And sometimes there are December 1st early actions as well.
Well, Ms. McGady, I can't thank you enough. Your whole team does so much for our kids.
Great group of people.
You
Thank
definitely enjoy what you do. And that's a good look at the college application process. And like I say, the team is not just about the college piece, it's all you do with the career planning that I think really makes it special with the 6-year plans and making sure kids have opportunities and realize their chances out there when they graduate from Quincy High School. So I thank you again for coming.
Thank you very much. We appreciate
Okay.
being here.
Shifting gears, community service is a major part of the educational experience at Quincy High School. We are fortunate to have Ms. McMillan serve as our community service director. Ms. McMillan is always providing unique opportunities for our students to give back. For more, I send you back to Kyan Osorio.
I'm Osorio, and I'm here in D211 with Ms. McMillan to talk about community service.
Here we are, as you said, in D211, and this is the famous table. Right here at this table, just as you enter the room, you can get all the information you need. You can get the official verification form. You could sign up for one of the many events that we have happening.
So, for the first question, when should your community service hours be in by?
To answer your question, community service, we have it set up so that you're meeting your requirement in September, and the goal is that over the summer, through the school year, and over the summer, you have completed the required 10 hours for that year. As an overview, every student, in order to graduate from Quincy Public Schools, must complete 30 hours of volunteer community service. 10 hours for freshman year, 10 hours for sophomore year, 10 hours for junior year. So every September that you're coming in sophomore, junior, and senior year, you should be meeting those benchmarks.
What are some big events for students to earn community service hours this year?
Some of the big events that we do every year that attract a number of Quincy High students include the annual President's 5K run or walk. Students can either run or walk, or they can volunteer, and many through our culinary program and Miss Niosi come out and they cater the event. That's one of the big ones. That one is in September. We always send a group to the Frozen 5K. There is always a lot of excitement over Cleaner Greener Quincy, which is always the first Monday in May. And for the last 5 years, maybe 6, I've taken a group of a minimum of 75 students for the annual Walk for Hunger.
How has community service affected our community?
Kyan, that's such a great question. I believe the community service requirement that Quincy Public Schools has really affected in such a positive way our community. High school students are getting involved, they're giving back, they're going back to their elementary schools, to their middle schools, they're helping with events right here at Quincy High. Students are getting involved. There are many other opportunities that offer our high school students the opportunities to work with wonderful nonprofit organizations here in the city. These are adults who also volunteer their time, and they are willing to mentor our students because of their volunteer hours. Often, some of these volunteer opportunities end up turning into jobs, future jobs. So overall, community service, I am 100% behind it. Everybody is working to make a difference in our community.
Thank you for the interview. I'm Kyan Osorio, and I'm signing up.
Thank you, Kyan, and thanks to the entire broadcasting team for their work in producing today's show. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope you have a terrific Thanksgiving, and we hope to see you next time.